Hello and welcome to Planet Dinosaur. Today we will be talking about the herbivore pack. As we walk through the jungleless forests and the grasslands, we get the low of a man named Bumpy the Ankylosaurus. As we can see now, he walked off screen. But now we can see him again, as he is going to find a fresh piece of grass to chew on. As he sits there and he sees the grass, he walks towards it in delight. But now, as he walks, he goes to take a fresh bite out of it. As Bumpy is delighted, we shall move on to our second species of herbivores, the Stegosauruses. Now, this ain't no average Stegosaurus. This is Claire the Stegosaurus. But she gets hungry very often, and as we can see now, she's taking a couple bites out of a piece of grass. But also, she is very clumsy, as she has just fallen over. But no worries, she gets back up with ease, as we will watch now. Doing her classic barrel roll, she gets back up on all four legs. But Claire goes to see what Bumpy is doing. As she does that, she sees that her friend is also gnawing on some grass. So she walks towards him, but also joins him for a bite, as she's now eating a nice fern. Bumpy, being confused why she joined him, turns to Claire the Stegosaurus and asking why she is right next to him. Now Claire responding, "Sadly, we do not know what she said, but in the meantime they have a little chit-chat, as they chat about things we do not know. It wouldn't matter that much to us anyways, as looking at beautiful creatures is one good sight." But back to what they were doing, he continues to gnaw on some grass. As delightful as they get, he likes the grass. But back to Claire the Stegosaurus. She has stopped eating and decided to turn into a different direction, walking away from the food. Us not knowing what she's doing, we decide to let her be. Say hello to Grayson the Brachiosaurus as he numbs on some yummy grass. But just then he gets rudely interrupted. Grayson not knowing what that sound could be, he goes to check it out. But just then, he stops in his tracks. Far away in the distance, a creature roams as it stalks the herbivore pack, as it chooses one for its next meal. This could be any meat eater. It's a juvenile Carnotaurus as it roams closer to the pack. As the medium carnivore stalks its prey from the distance, it gets ready to close in on them. As it finishes the roar, it closes in on them. But as it's tired out from that roar, it decides to take a short little nap as it lays down on the hard grass, yawning like any meat eater would. Bumpy the Ankylosaurus not knowing what's going on, it calls a meeting. As Grayson moves into the meeting call, he asks what's going on. Bumpy alerting him something is near. Claire the Stegosaurus goes to the meeting asking what's going on. Bumpy alerting her that something is near. Claire saying okay to Bumpy. As they have a chat, Grayson the Apatosaurus agrees, as Bumpy dismissed the meeting, but he continues to communicate either way. As it gets even closer to the pack, it lets off a roar, and it starts approaching the pack. As it gets closer to the pack, it looks around its surroundings to make sure there's no more. As it is right next to the pack, it's ready to strike. Now that it's checked all of its surroundings, it's ready to hunt. As it moves in, it is getting hungrier the more it moves. And it moves in. As Bumpy knows that something is wrong, it moves out. So Claire the Stegosaurus does the same, But Grayson decides to stay behind as he's still hungry, as he gnaws on some fresh grass. But what he doesn't know, something is approaching him. The Carnotaurus is hunting down Grayson. It goes in for the kill, hungrier than ever. But missing the first shot is a bad move for the Carnotaurus, as it slides down into the dirt with Grayson. As it slides through the grass, in no time he gets up quick, letting out a foul roar. But sadly for Grayson, he just gotten back up. As we play this clip in slower speeds, we see that the Carnotaurus bites on Grayson's neck but doesn't get a full grip, as he screams in anger. We will now play it at its slower speeds. As we see now, the Carnotaurus is dragging Grayson through the dirty ground as he bites on its neck, screaming in pain. As he chomps one last time, he lets out a bellowing roar, signifying he won. As he goes back down, he chomps on poor Grayson's head, as now we know Grayson has been hunted down. Knowing that Grayson is fully dead, he drags him away to go feast on him. As poor Grayson's dead body falls to the floor, the Carnotaurus starts to feed. As the Carnotaurus feeds on the dead carcass of the Apatosaurus, it eats in delight, taking every bite he can get out of Grayson's neck. As Bumpy watches in horror as Grayson is slaughtered, it moves away to go hibernate somewhere else.